£399 euros and dollars gets you 144Hz AMOLED display, a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, 80 watts of wired charging on this OnePlus Nord 5. So it's at that flagship level, well, budget flagship level, but is it all just specs and no performance? We're going to find out, but there's other components of this phone that are super interesting on the spec category as well. So you get a 1.5K AMOLED display, you also get bypass charging as well, and the main sensor here, which is 50 megapixels, comes from a near flagship OnePlus device, the OnePlus 13R. The design elements of the OnePlus Nord 5 are very reminiscent of a flagship. Starting at the back, you've got this cool white marble effect, and this is actually glass. It is smooth, silky, and feels amazing. And along the sides, you actually get a metal frame. So the build quality on this is absolutely excellent. If we come straight to the front, as we said, 1.5K AMOLED display with 1800 nits of peak brightness and 144 Hz. But on top of that, you also get really, really thin bezels all the way around. Now, in terms of performance, when you're actually watching content back on this Nord 5, you're going to get a really, really high-end experience. Colors look fantastic, super contrasty, really good HDR playback as well, and the quality of the display, because it's AMOLED, is excellent. So you're not going to get any of those gray areas that are meant to be black. They're going to be black, and the colors pop. So the display and the quality of the build is excellent. Also on the display front, you actually get the benefit of Aqua Touch on here as well. So the benefit here is you can actually use this phone with your fingers in the rain, wet, or the display wet, as is shown here, and it works really, really well. There's actually zero drop off when it comes to it being dry or wet in terms of its performance. One of the key design changes, as you would have seen through our walkthrough, is this plus key. Now this acts as a hub for all your memories, screen recordings, etc. So what it does, when you tap this, you can actually customize this in a variety of ways. You can make this your torch, your alert slider, OG, RIP, the actual alert slider, and you can also change this to be something called mind space, which is what we've done here. And what you do is when you tap this, you get a cool animation where it actually analyzes your screen and then captures it and stores it in a separate mind space app where you can have all your recorded memories. So for example, instead of taking loads of screenshots, say you're looking for the latest set of trainers from Nike, you can just essentially mind space this place, add a voice note or some context to it, and boom, it's stored in that place. Super, super useful and very, very productivity rich. The other AI features built within Oxygen OS and on this Nord 5 are, for example, the classics. You get full Gemini integration by holding down the power key, gets you the full Gemini experience, get that off the screen. And then you also benefit from other of the really useful AI features like AI Eraser. Now this actually works incredibly well by just not even having to highlight anything. You just analyze your screen and boom, it'll remove all the environment for you, which is sick. And on top of that, you also get AI summary. Again, we're highlighting the main useful ones, and this will do a really good job of just summarizing text or expanding it or making it sound better than it actually is. All of those AI features are super, super useful. And then when you just operate in the OS as a whole, it's almost unbeaten when it comes to its smooth transparencies, multiple windows, its operation, how fast it is probably unbeaten. And again, on the Nord 5, it represents an excellent performing OS on this particular phone. In terms of the OS, you actually get 4 years worth of updates, 4 major updates, sorry, and 6 security updates. 6 years of security updates to be exact. So 4 OS, 6 security updates. So that's pretty good in terms of support for this particular phone. So the Nord 5 has a ton of really, really high-end useful features, but the main things that are the selling point of any non-flagship that wants to get to that flagship level is its performance and of course its cameras. On the performance front, as mentioned at the start of this video, Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, slightly modified on this phone to give it a better adaptability and better performance. And it really, really shines through. If you're running your benchmarks on Antutu, you'll see here that it does a really good job of sitting just right in the middle of the pack amongst a whole host of other phones that cost a lot more and should be a lot more powerful, but it sits bang in the middle of those phones and the performance is excellent. And it's exemplified by when you're gaming on this phone. Call of Duty Mobile, running at super smooth 60 FPS, butter smooth, and we've actually pushed this at the top end in terms of boosting graphics, CPU, GPU performance to get better graphics and better FPS. This is max on both settings and the game performance is excellent. What's not excellent is my game performance in game, died a lot, terrible, awful, but that's not the point. Overall, the gaming experience on the Nord 5 is amazing. Zero issues, any lag, judder, no issues with latency either. So you can get a super immersive experience on here when you're gaming, or if you're really competitive and you're really into Call of Duty Mobile rather than casual gaming, you can get a really good gaming experience. On the other side, you do get a 5200 milliamp hour battery in this Nord 5, which will recharge at 80 watts. So essentially what you have here from 0 to 100% will take 40 minutes. Unfortunately though, do have to emphasize there is no plug in the box, so that will have to be sourced separately, and that's the only real downside of the performance front when it comes to the Nord 5. So no phone's performance is without the actual really good chipset, but that's always complete with the cameras on the rear. There's 3 in total in its totality. You get a 50 megapixel front-facing sensor, an LYT 700 Sony 50 megapixel sensor found in the OnePlus 13R. Yes, that exact same sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide. Now on the spec front, it's great. You get video at 4K 60 FPS, which looks butter smooth, looks excellent, really good quality. And to be fair, whether you shoot in nighttime or in daytime, the video quality is excellent, super stable because it has OIS built in as well, and also really nice balance. So it doesn't do this thing where it overly sharpens or tries to overly brighten darker areas, and then that's reflective again in photos. You get almost exact replication that the actual night mode itself coming out of that 50 megapixel sensor is very good. Super sharp, detailed night shots. And then if you move into daytime shots, again, super punchy, super detailed. And actually, I would say one thing, that this camera, if I compare it to something like the Poco F7 that we recently reviewed, which will pop up in the link above and in the description, does a much better job of actually balancing colors and it's surrounded, especially in ultra-wide. Both have 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensors, but in ultra-wide, this actually still does a pretty good job on not delivering really overly soft colors. It's not an incredibly detailed camera like you would get on, like, say, 50 megapixel ultra-wide like you would in the OnePlus 13, but it does do a really good job of actually producing quality images and really good depth of field. When it comes to the front-facing sensor, 50 megapixel on the front, again, you get some really good rich colors here, and it does a really good balance of reflecting my skin tone and sort of highlighting in portrait mode, especially the finer hairs within my hair as well, which is actually pretty sick and super detailed. So as a whole, it lacks a telephoto, which I'd probably say was the only real miss on the camera system for the OnePlus Nord 5. So the Nord 5 at that $399 price point is actually super compelling. It's probably one of the most balanced phones you can buy, primarily because you get a really good output from its front and rear main 50 megapixel sensors. You have an excellent 1.5K 144Hz AMOLED display. Performance in terms of gaming is very good. Charging at 80 watts, large battery at 5200. We can go on and on, including Oxygen OS. The AI key, or the plus key I should say, on the side here, which is new, will only get better over time as it uses more of the AI to make it more useful to day to day. Now there are a few downsides. There is no wireless charging on the Nord 5, and then the 8S Gen 3 is not the newest chipset for, say, for example, against the Poco F7, which has an 8S Gen 4, which is a shame. And of course, it has no telephoto lens. But really, that's the only downsides. We haven't even mentioned the fact that in this design profile, you have to get in your hand. It feels amazing in the hand, super premium, very nice to hold. So overall, the Nord 5 is an easy recommendation at that sub £400 category. For sure, having used and reviewed the Samsung A56, this would be a significantly better investment than that would be personally. But let us know in the comment section your thoughts on the Nord 5. Is this something that you would buy? And while you're there, chuck a comment in there, subscribe and like. Until the next one, as always, we out.